In 1967, the band Buffalo Springfield wrote the lyric, "There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time to stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down." And what's going down today is a pandemic that we've never seen before. And as a marketing guy, I thought I'd take a different look at it and look at it from an existential perspective. And if you look at it from that standpoint, COVID-19 is really part of a series of global events that are a signal from the universe that we need to stop. And we need to pause and look at our lives. This has been leading up. There's been major events, obviously, throughout the decades. This is just a couple. So solar eclipse of the sun and the energy that that created, the energy from Steve Jobs in creating the iPad, energy from hot songs like the Harlem Shake and, of course, the Me Too movement. You know, some more serious things are part of this movement as well. This massive humanity that's been migrating from different parts of the world. This is an image from Latin America. You know, the first shot ever of a black hole and what that might mean for humanity. And of course, these awful shootings that have happened around the world, largely in the US. And then these once in a lifetime events, you know, the Amazon forest burning, Australia burning, California burning. Last year in North America, we had the solar vortex, the polar vortex. And so all of these events are happening and culminating here, COVID-19. And my thought was maybe the age of urgency isn't so urgent after all, and maybe we should be looking at our lives just a little bit differently. Yes, this virus has been awful. Last count, 2 million people with the virus, 133,000 people have perished. But you could look at it, the downside, but you could also say this is a gift. It's a gift of time, as Eve was talking, a gift to reconnect with what's really, really important. This is from Kung Fu Panda, for those of you who had kids, from 2008. You know, the world stopped. And we talked about not being on airplanes, but the world has come to a crashing halt. The LA freeway in the middle, you know, the towers in Kuala Lumpur, the beaches of Rio, everything is empty. Everyone is hunkering down. We've all used the word hunker more than ever in our lives. And they'd like daily things. You know, my kids, I have a 15 and 16-year-old, school's closed. Playgrounds are closed. No one's flying. Airports are completely empty, and houses of worship, you know, are rethinking how people are praying and the kind of distances they need to keep. You know, at the same time, it's bringing us together in really interesting ways. You know, over on the left, who would have thought that in McDonald's you'd be standing in a square, or you'd be walking down the street and see signs about washing your hands. My mother's 84 years old and she's using Zoom for her New Yorker meetings. What does the new world look like? This is an image from Wuhan of workers getting ready to go to work. What's it going to be like in your part of the world? Will you get in an elevator with other people? Will you sit at a restaurant? And what does this mean for humans? And I'd like to look at a little bit of what does it mean for brands? You know, for people, you know, this pause is a chance for us to really be grateful for the things that we have in our lives. It's a chance for us to think about who we really are, you know, who we are and what we're all about. And of course, relationships and how to reconnect with those.
I'm sorry, Mark.
Brands started by looking at how they could help. And I've been in this situation where you look at these crises and say, how do we help? In this case, is about using their brand identities for social distancing. But certainly there's more that brands could do and should be doing, you know, as we move forward. I think the first thing that's kind of gotten out of whack over the years is the balance between brands driving sales overnight versus building equity over time. And building equity over time is about creating an emotional connection to differentiate your brand from all others on intangible levels. And to do that, real strategic rigor is needed. I like simple things. This is a simple way to think about strategic briefs. What do you want people to think, feel, and do? What do you want your customers to think, your employees to think, your stakeholders, investors? Think, feel, do is a nice way to put that kind of into context. Brands, this is not a time to advertise our way out of this crisis. We need to think about brand behaviors, thinking about your brand as being useful. Look at an example like HP donating 3D printers. We heard from Carl and the work that he's doing. Brands need to be taking action, and they need to be true to who they are. If you were into the CSR game before COVID-19, double click on it. If you weren't, don't go there. People can smell a fake from 1,000 miles away. Be true to who you are and be authentic. I've always felt that that data makes you right, but creativity makes you special. And today, when all products are good, when's the last time you bought a bad product? It doesn't happen anymore. So creativity makes brands special that drives commerce. I saw a data point from some new research that happened a month ago. It said that 71% of people say that they think if brands are putting profit before people, that they will lose their trust forever. As we get back into the business, trust truly is a must. And finally, there's no playbook, right? No one's written a playbook for a global pandemic. So as you're thinking about your businesses, I would encourage you to collaborate and align and share. This is a quote from Ray Kroc, who founded McDonald's. He said that none of us is as good as all of us. And I think that thought will serve us well in the post-COVID days. Thanks.